Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Hello, Sharon and Cindy and Sue and Diane and Virginia and Dee and Karen and Louise and Faye and Emma. We could go on and on. So great to see so many of you guys on. Let me make sure that we are on both YouTube and my Facebook page. Hello, Robin Wilson. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Oh, not a problem, Linda. Enjoy your company. Company, family first. That's what I say. And the great thing about these is that it's recorded. Hello, Yvonne Diane from Down Under, and Carol and Madeline from Buffalo. Let's go Bills, right? They play today. I have to say I was quite surprised to see so many comments of y'all that are going to watch later because you're going to be watching your team. So that's great to see. Hi, Janie. Hi, Karen. Hello, painting friends from Snowy Stony Creek. Say that fast 3 times. Ontario. Hi, Anne. Oh, love you too. Thank you. From New York. All right, guys. And Helen and Sue. So good to see you guys on. Hello, Monica from Lima. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well down there. You guys have a lot going on, right? Hello, Paula. I have to say, Paula, I just love seeing your work. And oftentimes when I look at it, I regret that I got rid of my kiln. So you do beautiful, beautiful work with glass, ceramics, you name it. I'm visiting my son, daughter-in-law, grandson in North Carolina. Chilly, right, Ellie? It's chilly here today. I don't know what the temp is, but it's been gray, dreary, rainy all day long. Not great. Hey, have we started? Well, Faye, can you see me? I see that you are on YouTube, so hopefully you see me. Hello, Sylvia. I hope you're doing well up there in Tennessee. I am going to Tennessee in April, the end of April. I will be in kind of the Seversville, Nashville area teaching, which will be nice. Hi, Debbie from Florida. Good to see you on. Hi, Molly Ann. Did I say hi to Chris Avola? You were the first one. So I wrote down, and let me know, Beverly, on YouTube. I saw your comment first. And the thing is, there might be somebody above you, but when I log on and it goes live, the very first comment I see, so on YouTube was Beverly. I'm going to try to say your last name. Sisilski. Let me know how close I am. And then on Facebook, Chris Avola. So you two ladies, message me and let me know what e-packet you want. I will get that sent off to you after the live today. Any e-packet on my website, let me know. So Christine, rainy South Carolina, right? We've been having it all day. All day. Let me see. I see something over here. Trying to watch me end the game. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, Donna, thank you so much. I was going to say that. I have got to get my website updated. But yes, I will be in Newport News, Virginia in May. And more information about all that I will share with you. Deborah Faye, I was going to message you and let you know when I'm going to be in that area. And see if we can hook up, my good, sweet friend from high school. So anyway, it's been a crazy busy month. How about y'all? Oh, you're so welcome, Chris. Hello, Linda Grass. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday yesterday. So it's just been a crazy month. Raining in Delaware too? Yeah. I'm hoping it clears out tomorrow. Let me know where and when in Nashville. I will, Sylvia. Yes, I will put it on the group too. So anyway, as I hit send, you popped on. Oh, thanks, Faye. I have to something. I can't read that. Not sure what that says. Anyway, hello, Letitia. Anyway, so it's been kind of a crazy month. How about y'all? January is flying just as fast as the last 2 years did. And it's just been crazy. So last week we were at in the North Georgia mountain area, Dawsonville, for my nephew's, I almost said his birthday, hello, for his wedding to his beautiful bride, Emily. It was a gorgeous wedding. Two of our sons were able to be there. Our youngest was unable to be there. But if you didn't see the pictures, you can check those out on my personal page on Facebook. It was gorgeous. It was wonderful. It was just a great time to be with family. And then I did not, Leah, I did not get an email from you. I will check my spam folder though. Hello, Judy Butler. So good to see you on. Close enough. I always hear Beverly and some stumble. Beverly C. Okay, Beverly C. Message me and let me know what e-packet you want. Cindy, I will have to find out if it is. It's a group, so I'm sure they're willing to allow other people to come in and paint, but I will let you know, okay? Oh, Karen, you're so welcome. I have a little thing about orders. And even if I've been in, been to the post office in the morning, and if an order comes in, let's say by 2, I try to get it out the same day. So, and I have fantastic ladies at my post office, Mary and Amanda. So shout out to you two ladies if you guys are watching, because they both follow me, which is super sweet. I'm in there pretty much Monday through Friday, at least once, sometimes Saturday, or I send my husband. They're just super sweet. And I had a package go missing. I sent to my sister for Christmas, and it had not been delivered, I would say maybe the beginning of last week or the end of the week before. I went in and I told her, I said, I put a missing mail thing in. She looked into it. Within a day, it was delivered. So it's nice to live in a small town where the postal people know who you are. And I don't know why I'm so itchy. I just got really, really itchy. Sorry. Okay, Leah, I will. Oh, yes. I did get that. I'm so sorry, Leah. I did. And I appreciate you sharing that information. It was on our group page, on our members page only. So, and Donna Pultz just said, anyone that lives around the Newport News area in Virginia, you're more than welcome to attend. And we're working out some things for possibly also going on Zoom. So, hello, Carol Manhart. Good to see you on. All right, guys. So if you're on YouTube, I see a lot of y'all on YouTube. Hit that little thumbs up button. And when you hit that thumbs up button and when you share, you guys get to go into the drawings for giveaways that I have. So we're going to go ahead and do the giveaways I had from 2 weeks ago. Move on to giveaways that I have this week, and then get into our little lesson today, if you want to call it a lesson. For January, what I've been doing with my membership group, it has been all about playing, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to play. So if you find that you're in a rut and you're not sure where to start, or if you have too many unfinished projects or projects that you want to start and you don't know where to start, sometimes just playing and allowing yourself to play with something like the backgrounds we're going to do today. I really don't have anything specific other than one thing I saw a picture for, and I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to do. So we're going to do that. But allowing yourself to play and kind of forget the rules and the structure and the, little voice over here saying you can't do it and the little voice over here saying you did it wrong. So we're just going to play and create. Now, I had to say, after I decided what I was going to do today, my brain has been in hyperspeed overdrive. And I'm going to try and rein it in because we could be here all day creating backgrounds. It's one of my favorite things to do. And a lot of times things happen just because they just happen. And I try to remember those things. And, oh, I really love the way that turned out. But a lot of the times it's experimental. Just allowing yourself to play. Play with paint, play with stencils, play with stamps, play with product, play with surfaces. And so we're going to do a little bit of that today. Okay. Hello, Vicki. Hi, Dixie. Oh, Robin Lynn. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are just joining me for the first time, I'm Sandy McTeer behind Sandy McTeer Designs. And you're watching Sundays in the Studio with me. And I try to do at least 2 to 3 lives during the month. Sometimes I can't, but sometimes if I can, I try. So happy that you're here. All righty, guys. So hello, Janet. Hi, Chris Wood. Oh, cold in Oklahoma City, which brings me to the next thing. Let me see. Hi, Bonnie. Um, too funny. Yes, you can never, and some of the things you see today might not be new. My plan is whatever we create today, I'm hoping to do a live to show you what I designed on that background. Because you could sit there and do backgrounds all day long and have 50 of them, but what are you going to put on it, right? So whatever backgrounds we do today, I am going to do some kind of a design, and sometime over the next few months, we're gonna be creating with the background that I created. So hi, Diane. Hi, Melissa. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being here. So Bonnie said it was cold and whatever in Oklahoma, and that's going to lead me to tell you guys about OKC Painting Palooza, which you guys know I've talked about repeatedly. I've taught there for the last, oh my gosh, 4 or 5 years. Fantastic convention. Unfortunately, some things have changed this year, as many things that we've seen, especially in our country here in the United States, that, prices are going up, things are a little bit more difficult to get. And so they've had a venue change and kind of a leadership change, if you will. So 4 of the 6 have retired. Bob and Katie, amazing. They're off sailing. In fact, I spoke with her today and she is on a cruise. And Sherry and Larry Roll, amazing. And she still has her company, Sherry Roll does, and just an incredible oil painter talent. And let me just say they're going to be greatly missed this year. There's been a date change as well. So let me pop this up so that you guys can see it. If you're going to go to OKC Painting Palooza, or you want to, and October did not work out for you, then the new dates are August 13th through the 19th. It is close to the airport. There's a free shuttle. There are things around the hotel so that you can, get food and drink and whatever else that you want to do. There's a hot free breakfast included in this new hotel that we're going to have it at. And I just hope that all my painting friends can come. And again, if you weren't able to come in October and you can come in August, try and come if you can. Unfortunately, there's probably some that were coming in October that can't come in August. And that's always one of those things with changes. Change is difficult sometimes. I just know as a creative, as an artist, a designer, somebody that wants to see this industry continue, I will be there teaching, hopefully. We still don't know what classes yet. And then also with a booth. So check it out. Again, okcpaintingpalooza.com. So hope to see you guys there. So North Georgia is chilly today, Burr. So, oh, hi, Nancy. So good to see you on. How is your weather down in Florida? Ours has been dreary all day. So, and from Yukon, Oklahoma, hello, Gloria Bean. I just adore you. So happy to see you on. Did you just write that? Let's see. Been breezy here in Bradenton, but sunny and nice. Rain tomorrow. I don't even know what the weather is for the rest of the week. To be honest with you, I am going to be stuck in my chair because I have deadlines and designs that have to get done for upcoming seminars. How does that date for with net? I'm not sure the dates of net, Karen. Someone probably could put those in the comments for me. I'm dreaming of going to convention that time. Oh my goodness, Patrick, that would be awesome. You would love it. But I vote for maybe a convention in Europe with a few of my friends. What do you think? What do you think? I think that would be awesome. In the 80s today in breezy in Florida. Yeah, so last weekend for the wedding, what time is it? I don't want to take too much time. But last week for the wedding, my nephew's bride, Emily, is always very hot. She's a hot-natured girl. She sweats on a dime, she says. Those are her words, not mine. But it was 31 degrees wind chill. outdoor wedding. We were all freezing. Thankfully, we got to go inside and dance and have fun. And my little dance partner, Lincoln, was amazing. He's either 10 or I think he's 11. Okay, I have a hair that will not go away. Anyway, it was beautiful. It was wonderful, but it was very, very cold. Let me just say that. Now, my niece got married in May of last year, and it was very hot, but I have to say, I prefer warm weather over cold weather any day. Cold weather, my bones, my joints, everything aches. And you know, hot weather, you can kind of take your sweater off or expose your shoulders a little bit or put an ice pack on your back. But cold, yeah, it was freezing. And if you guys saw the pictures on my page, how she was in that wedding dress without a jacket on or some kind of a fur stole or something, fake fur that is beyond me because we were all shivering and cold. So net is October 3 through 8. Thank you very much, Chris Savola, for putting that on there. And net is up in Massachusetts area, and I hear is amazing. And now that I'm not going to OKC in Oklahoma in October, I think I might pop into net just to see, visit some friends, say hi, and be there to walk the show. So thank you guys. Yes, thank you. Chris just put the link in the thing as well. So yes, I think an overseas saw you today on rerun of Make It Artsy. Oh, Eileen, thank you. Was it the pumpkin or the poinsettia? So I'm very excited too, Lori. I mean, August, I had something lined up that wasn't firmed up. And so unfortunately that has to move because I'm already committed to OKC Painting Palooza. He was a cutie, wasn't he, Robin? And I love that name, Lincoln. When we lived in Nebraska, we actually had a miniature dachshund named Lincoln because that's the capital of Nebraska. So we named him Lincoln. Anyway, all right, what time is it? I don't want to take too much time, maybe 3 more minutes. Marlborough, Massachusetts, yes. I've been going to net since the very beginning. Have you, Debbie? I've wanted to go, and they've often asked me to come up and teach, but it always fell at the same time or around the same time that I was in Taiwan teaching. And I did think about submitting for this year, but with OKC, and as prevalent as coronavirus is still, I decided it just would not benefit me to do that, take the chance of getting sick, and then spending a week in Oklahoma. So I didn't submit. Yes. Oh, it was the Poinsettia show? Oh, thank you. Yes, awesome. I loved that project too. And I loved going there. It was right smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. July 2020 was when I was there, when I was there doing the show for DecoArt. So net is the 25th anniversary, right? I know. And that's another reason I thought about submitting. But if I can attend, then hopefully, it'd be nice to see everybody. So, all righty, let's see. I would love to do a convention, seminar, painting, retreat type thing, either in France, Italy, or Spain, or England, I should say, because I love England. And in fact, I am teaching a Zoom class with the Decorative Painter group in England, and I will post that on my Facebook page and on my website. But before we start, 1 minute, if you have not gone to my website, which is, let's see if I, my glasses. So that's my website. And a little pop-down window is going to come down for my newsletter. That's going to give you a little bit more information about what I have going on. I'm going to share some freebies. I have a little freebie that I'm going to attach to the next newsletter. Links to videos and things like that. So if you don't subscribe to that newsletter, please do so. Not right now. Wait till after the live. If you did subscribe and you've not gotten a newsletter, that means it went out before you subscribed. And if you have already gotten newsletters, but you didn't get the last one, which I think came out 2 weeks ago, make sure when you go to that window, put your email address in and hit enter. If it takes your email address, even though you think you might have done it, if it takes it, then it didn't take it the first time. Okay. So anyway, and then while you're there, you can use that discount code ART. Let's get rid of that. So, and I'll just pop that up because I think this is a super cool new feature that Switcher has. That when you go to my website, if you put in at checkout ART, all capitals, you have to hit apply. And when you hit apply, it should go through. If not, all you have to do is message me and we will take care of it. So how cool is that little thing at the bottom? 33 degrees in Illinois. That's kind of cold. And you guys got sun too. I mean, snow, right? Not at all, Patrick. I don't mind at all. Nope, you can just message me. Checking comments here too. If I can't fly, what about something in the US? Well, that's kind of been talked about too. So we just need to nail it down. Italy would be amazing, right, Madeline? So, alrighty, guys, let's move on. Deb, you have snow as well. So again, if you're over on YouTube, hit that little like button, that little thumbs up button. If you're on Facebook, share, comment, and you'll be entered into the drawings. I'm going to come right down here after I move my keyboard. And let's take care of, some giveaways. So we had 1, 2, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think giveaways. So we had some stencils for the last live, and the name that came up on the wheel for those, Suzanne Gagnon. Private message me your mailing address and I will get those shipped to you. Okay? I'm going to move those to the side. And then I have to say I was happy to see all of y'all's names pop up, but one of them in particular because she never wins anything. And you guys could probably already guess. Some of you that watch my good friend Tracy Moreau as well. Come to Canada. Sue, I want to come to Canada so bad. Again, I've only been once, and that was to see Niagara Falls. So the other giveaway was for 2 Stampendous stamps, and the winner of that, Sharon. Sharon, message me your mailing address, and I will get that off to you. Hello, Virginia. You're in Florida, not Alabama. Vacation or visiting family. You have snow coming tonight, Lynn. Oh, my goodness. And thank you so much, Debbie, for sprinkling, liking, comment, sharing. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. So then we had some of my favorite brushes and this awesome knockout eraser, which is amazing. It's one of those pump erasers. And then if you wet it just a little bit, it'll take off dry paint on your piece. Okay. So again, some of my favorite, I love these acrylic handle Dynasty brushes, the flat soft top, which I use for a mop, small Mezzaluna, which I wear the heck out of all of mine. And what is this one? This is a Zero Rigger. And the winner of those is Judy Galt, my friend Judy down in Louisiana. So Judy, message me your mailing address and I will get those off to you. I'm going to put them over there so that they don't get messed up. And then finally we had the Jo Sonja Clear Glaze Medium and Fast Dry Glaze Medium. And the name that came up on the wheel, I'm looking to see if anybody, commented on who they thought won. Hello, Judy Thacker. Judy, you won both the mediums. So the Clear Glaze Medium and the Fast Dry Glaze Medium. Again, when I saw your name pop up, I was excited to see that all of you guys won. So let's do some giveaways for this week. All you have to do, like, comment, share. Okay. So I have some more of the fast dry glaze medium and the clear glaze medium. This is the, what is it? 2 ounce of each. So one winner for those. Again, like, comment, share. And I will have an update. I got a message. I just saw something. I will update you guys on the money that we're giving to World Central Kitchen. So when you do stars, in the comments on Facebook, you should see a little star icon. You can buy stars. On YouTube, there's that little $ at the bottom. Anything that is donated goes to the World Central Kitchen. Last year, we were able to give quite a bit. I know at one time it was 500 and something that I sent them, and then all the stuff that we've gotten since then. Sweet Chrysabola and others have sent checks because they want the full amount to go. So, okay. So next giveaway is kind of a miscellaneous tools giveaway. And let me just zoom in just a little. God, my hands are looking so old. I've been painting for most of the day, and I should have put lotion on. Okay, so General Pencil, love these. Sharpeners, also from General Pencil, from General Pencil, the Master Soap to wash your brushes. I have a Factus eraser, black eraser. And then love these, this Deli Mate. It's double-ended, so fat end, fine tip. Another General's pencil. This is the charcoal white. Love this, use it all the time. The Uniball Japanese ink white Signo pen. Okay, now this isn't permanent. If you use it, you have to spray it with like workable fixative or something to set it. And then also the little vellum sticky notes that my sweet friend Liz Bistel hooked me on to. Okay, so one winner for all that little miscellaneous tools kit, if you will. All right, let's move that over there. And then I have 2 more. One is, I love the soap too, Anne. It's amazing, right? And you know, when you spend money on brushes and good quality brushes, you want your brushes to last. And so I'm always teasing Renee that he removed my name from the wheel. Right? I know. Okay. So the only thing you can do is, you know, kind of put them in and hope and pray. And 2 Judys came up, Judy Galt and then Judy Thacker. So I have, let me zoom out because that kind of went big. So I've been organizing and cleaning out my studio, and I have a lot of duplicates of things, and some things 3, 4 of. So the next giveaway is for someone that's going to win. I love this old French script stencil. These are 12 by 12 Deco Art stencils. So that one, but then this one, guys, and whoever wins this, the shipping is going to be crazy. Let me just say, because it's a little heavy, but there are 7 different stencils in there. Love this one. So many things you could do with that one. But it's an alphabet stencil set. And so one winner for those. And one more is for, these are amazing makeup brushes. I have to say, you can use them for anything, but they make great mops. But this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-piece Beauty Stroke City Lights makeup brushes. Dynasty makes these, okay, or FM Brush, I should say. FM Brush, who owns Dynasty, my favorite brushes to paint with. And it comes in this really nice little bag. So another winner for those. Again, all you have to do is like, comment, and share, okay? All righty. Love those vellum sticky notes. Can you get them there in Canada, Faye? They're amazing. They really are so cool. Yes, and those Factus black erasers, amazing. So I had some happy mail, but before that, I wanted to share with you guys, because I like to show what we've been doing in my membership group. And so one of the last things we did last month was this awesome angel. She's kind of a take on something that I did years ago. Kelly Hornig did an art party type thing with a lot of different artists. And so we did this sweet little angel and created her with texture, gesso, glitter. I mean, you can't go wrong with glitter, right? And then we also did the 12 months, we did the flower of the month. And for December, it was holly, paper whites, and something else. But I went with holly. So that was one of the last things that I did with my membership group last year. And then this year, instead of doing the flowers of the month, we're doing a master. So a master painter like Van Gogh, Monet. This is based loosely on and inspired by Gustav Klimt, which is an Austrian artist, died in early I want to say 1912, I think is when he passed. So taking inspiration from things that he has in his art. And so we just did this last week with my membership group, taking that inspiration, creating these art journal pages. But, you know, looking at this one, or even this one for that matter, there's so many things that you could do in a background that would make a cool, interesting background, like these pages. Okay. And then word of the year. I almost said month. You could have a word of the month if you want to. Mine last year, I can't even remember what it was. And this one, let me just say, I've been consistent about not being consistent so far. I've been consistent about not eating well and not finishing my 64 ounces of water like I like to do each day. So I kind of had to make my list again of ways that I can help myself be consistent this year. So this is my word of the year, and we did our word of the year page in my membership group. And again, if you're looking for any information on my membership group, you can always find it on my website or message me and I'll let you know. All right, let's take care of some happy mail. Oh my goodness gracious. So I got this amazing little, kind of like a little vacuum, and how stinking cute is this? And sent me one last year or the year before as well. So now I have two, which is cool because I have two different workstations, but it will pick up things like glitter. Anyway, so Lisa Cordovana, and you sent me the sweetest note, and love this little guy on the front. So thank you so much for this. It was very kind of you. She just said you give away so much, and I just appreciate you. And I'm ad-libbing what she said, but in shorthand version. It was a very sweet note, and I'm going to keep it because I loved it. Thank you so much. Made my day. And then, was it yesterday? Yes, was today, Sunday. It was either Friday or yesterday. I would think it was yesterday. I got happy mail from Tracy. So you can't go bad with getting happy mail from Tracy Moreau. And I know she's been sharing these with you guys. These little slide things to put stencils in. So I'm going to do that with my Tim Holtz stencils. Nice little folders. And then I want to find something to be able to put them in, either this way or this way. But great little folders. Thank you, Trace. And then, hello. She knows I need to get my life in order. So before the pandemic, I have to say I was very organized and on it. Since 2020, I have let things slide that I normally don't let slide. So this is going to be filled because I already have a full year of fun coming up. Lots of things I want to share with you guys. And so thank you. I love it, love it, love it. And I love that I could put it in a backpack, in my luggage, in my purse. It's not those hard bound. And I have several. That's the problem too, is I have one here and I have one there, and I write down what I'm going to do, and then I forget to look at the other. So everything is going to go in this planner. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Miss Tracy, for that. All right, and then I got these. I have to share these, and I am going to do a live soon with these. So Christy Hartman, an amazing decorative painter, mixed media artist, creative, teacher. She came out with these new stencils, and she does a lot on the jelly plate or, yes, on the jelly plate. What am I thinking? But she paints other stuff too. It's not just all jelly plate. So she has these incredible stencils that are so intricate and so fun. Let me move these so that you can see them. And I've not had a chance to play with them. I felt so bad because as soon as they came in, I wanted to get on it, but it's just been crazy. So have not had a chance, but I plan to. I will. What I loved about them is the layering possibilities. So like this, which I think is going to go that way. Okay, so see, if you want to mask off and stencil around, you can just do that design, or you can lift it up and you'll have that design plus the little, side. So anyway, great little stencils. Some are small, and then you have the larger version, like the trees. I cannot wait to play with these. So like this is the small tree, and then the larger version. Again, these are available through, and the packaging was so cute, and they threw in these little freebie papers to create with. So I'm definitely going to do those. But they are PM Artist Studio. Okay, PM Artist Studio, there's their website. Check it out. And again, I'm going to do a complete live sharing and showing a lot of these stencils because they're just simply amazing. They are. So I'm going to move those out of the way. You can see how many I got. Just have not had a chance to play and create with them. So we'll definitely do that. Oh, Deb, I hope you win. Let's just say that. Okay. So let's move on to backgrounds. There are so many things you can do to create backgrounds. I'm going to start with one that I saw. Oh, Betty, thank you. I appreciate that. I love sharing with you guys. So I found this, or I saw this picture on the internet, and it just inspired me. I loved the possibilities of this background. I wish I had had a bigger heart stencil. But I'm going to show you guys a really cool way to be able to do this. I say that, but I'm going to start with a blank surface first, because this one has to dry. See, like I said in the beginning, my brain is in overdrive. Chris Avola, thank you so much for sharing that. Let me turn my camera because there we go. Okay, so this is just one of those wood canvas panels. You can get these, cdwood.com carries them. Disregard the scallop plaque thing at the bottom. Is that what that one is on? Unless you're looking for the surface for the piece that we did 2 weeks ago, which is my winter tea. That's the scallop dome plaque. But anyway, if you're looking for that canvas cradle, wood canvas cradle, I think is what they call it. I love creating on these because it doesn't have the give like on a canvas. So you can kind of manhandle it a little more than you would a canvas. So I'm going to use my favorite gesso, which is the DecoArt Media Line gesso. I do carry this on my website. To me, it is, it's not gritty. It's smooth, pretty. I like the consistency of it, a little bit thicker than usual. If you get it and it's a little thin, just leave the lid off. Set a timer so that you don't forget. But you could leave the lid off of it and let it thicken up just a little bit. But one of my favorite ways to create with it is with a palette knife. So I'm going to take that palette knife, and I want to do this first because I want to let it dry. And you can leave pieces and parts of your background showing. Like I said, this might be new to you. It might be old school for some of you. And I have done, I think, almost all these backgrounds in one way or another on projects that I've done that you probably have seen or that I've taught. But I thought it would be nice just to maybe pick 3 and not have the video, 3 hours long, so that you can go back and watch and create something. Now, if this scares you, I'm going to share something with you that I do with my membership group, or that we did with our word of the year. If you're like, I don't even know where to start, guess what? Take a pencil. Let me find a pencil. Start. just start writing. Because guess what? You've just taken that from being a blank surface to having something on it. And that mind block, a lot of times you can, that momentum of creating, it will help. Try it if you've not tried it before. So just start writing some words, and I'm just going to cover them, and I might not cover all of it. Okay. But looking at a blank canvas or a blank surface sometimes can be a little daunting. Where do I start? What do I do? Guess what? Best thing is just to start. And if you don't like it, there's a way to fix it. And gesso is always going to be your friend because it will cover up a lot of stuff. Okay. So now you can see that I'm leaving some of this untouched. This piece has been, I didn't grab it. I did use a multi-purpose sealer just to seal the wood first, because when you're using mixed media techniques and stuff and you start putting a lot of water into wood, it can warp, it can bring up those wood grain fibers, and so you want to kind of minimize that. Okay, so gesso. All right. Good night, Patrick. Thanks for being here. Your brushes should hopefully be there soon. So this is my favorite palette knife too, Sue. I have to say, and I don't know if DecoArt carries them anymore. It is my go-to. I would recommend that if you're using a palette knife, you do want one with an elbow, because especially if you have nails, it just gives you an opportunity to keep your fingers and things out of your product. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side, let it dry. Keep it where I can get to it. And then let's go back to this one. Like I said, this picture kind of inspired me. This bokeh background. It is a photography term, and I know I've shared this with you guys before when I taught my special event at OKC last year. It had that bokeh background with dots, with circles. One of the best ways that you can create these shapes is with a stencil. So I did just that. I went ahead and I got my M273 stencil. And again, I carry these on my website. It's a stencil line I have with Tracy Moreau. The hearts are too close together and there's a lot of, it's very intricate. So I taped it off with blue painter's tape, okay? And I already did one over on the side, so. Gray paint. Let's just go ahead and start with our background. Alrighty, so my gesso always gets, I see part of that, yucky. Okay, so Charlene, thank you so much for that comment, because I want to show you. When you get done with your gesso, highly recommend that you take a paper towel or a baby wipe and that you wipe the top, not just the edge, but the top, and then also around the edge. And then look at your lid. If you have any area that has dried out, you want to go ahead and I usually take my palette knife because I don't want to waste all that yummy goodness. I will take my palette knife, go around the edge and get rid of anything that's dry. Okay. And if it's migrated there, then take care of that. But then also with that baby wipe, wipe along those threads that are going to, if it dries out, it's going to create that crumbly bit into your gesso. If it does, and it gets in there when you're putting it on and painting with it, just a little sandpaper or these nail blocks. I love to use these little nail blocks to sand as well. So, all right, let's move on to our canvas. So first background, kind of this bokeh. You can do circles, you can do hearts, you could do squares. Well, I don't know about squares. They're just that soft reflection in the background where the light has hit things, and it just creates cool effects. And so to create that on your canvas, I'm going to use some slate gray. Of course, I'm using my DecoArt acrylics. I'm going to use some buttermilk because looking at this picture, there's some yellow tone to some of these hearts. It's not just white. So some of that buttermilk. And we'll get out some titanium white. You'll be cutting stencils with your Glowforge soon. I know, Sandy LaFleur, I need to talk to you about that. Because I have a lot of things in the pipeline I need to get working. So I unburied 2 bags today. I need to find your style and paint video. Oh, Dee, yes, it's on, I think it's here on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to get out a little bit of asphaltum. And I loved this touch of blue in this background as well. So I'm going to put out a little bit of true blue. And then what else do I need? I had a different, I'm going to do a little black. Because if you don't have slate gray, you can make gray. Okay. Yes, Deborah, that is a great tip too. She puts little plastic underneath the lid, and then when you seal it, it doesn't get all that crumbly bit into your product. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. You just got home. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you joined us. Okay, so I'm going to take a big wet brush. I'm trying to see if there's any other gray that I used. Gray Sky, did I use that one? I'm going to put some of this out. I don't even know if it's still available, to be honest with you. I need to look. But Gray Sky, just another color. Don't be afraid. At the end of the day, and I'm going to show you, I think I left it over at my other workstation, but I'm going to grab it when we're done and show you how you can tone something down. So see all that medium that came out because I didn't shake it up well? Don't throw that away. It'll help your paint move a lot better. So I'm going to take a big brush. This one is a 1-inch clear acrylic candle. My plan is to start carrying these soon. And I'm going to wipe off my brush, pick up a little bit of glazing medium. Okay, just a little bit of Decor. You can use the Decor Josanya, whatever glazing medium, something to get that paint to move. A floating medium, a gel medium, something that's going to help you be able to move and blend that paint. Okay, water just doesn't cut it, especially where I live. I'm in Georgia and it dries pretty quickly, especially with all these studio lights. So a little bit of glazing medium. And I'm going to come in with the slate gray first because it's that lighter shade, and I'm just going to go back and forth, and I'm going to do something on purpose to show you as well, hopefully. I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. Now if you're trying to get rid of a line, like a defined line that goes up and down, if you keep going up and down like this, guess what? That line's not going to go away. If you go side to side and distort that line and then come back, it will help get rid of that very defined line that you don't want there. Okay, so this is that slate gray, and then I picked up a little bit of black. I'm going to pick this up and wipe it up, just so my brush keeps picking up that area. Alrighty, I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to pick up a little bit of white. This is just titanium white. I'm going to kind of slide that on. So notice I'm not pushing hard either, and my brush is almost parallel to the surface. So I'm just going to drag that on. Okay, wipe that off. And I did see a little bit of brown up here. So I have some asphaltum. Okay, so just a little bit of asphaltum I put out. Until I dry it, there's going to be a little bit of a glare. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of brown down. That rhymed. Poet and didn't know it. Okay, a little bit of black, but look how little. Very, very little paint. I don't have a lot of paint on there. In fact, once I load it up, I'm going to swipe it across a paper towel just to make sure I don't have a lot. And then I'm going to pull some of that up. I can already tell it's too much. Wipe off my brush. And then softly drag that in. Oh, I love that. Okay. So I totally agree, Deb. I love the clear acrylic candles. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of that true blue. And again, you can see my paper towel here. I'm wiping it off. I don't want a lot. And I want to put a little bit of that blue in here. It doesn't have to go exactly where it is in the picture. That was my inspiration. And kind of in my mind, I'm thinking either cosmos or anemone or roses on this background. And when I finish each one, I want you guys to tell me what you see painted on that piece. Because a background can speak to you as to what design's going to go on it. This is the gray sky. I want to just pull in a little bit of that darker gray here and there. Soften that out. All right, we're going to dry this, but I'm going to tilt it so that you can see how cool all those colors kind of blend. And that glazing medium really is key for allowing that to happen. Now, hello, Sandy Fowler. Happy to have you here. You could take a grocery bag and scrunch it up. You can take press and seal, you can take saran wrap and create some really cool backgrounds. I have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel on backgrounds, and I think I show how to do that. Even how to use paper towels to create a design. All right, so let's dry this. And I've gotten so many messages. These are on back order right now. They're ordered, but they're on back order. So I'm hoping they come in soon. Because it, to me, is the best heat tool on the market. I love how quiet it is. Okay, so we're gonna dry this. Shouldn't take that long, but it'll give me an opportunity to look over here at the comments. You love any kind of bokeh background. I have to remind myself, I used to call it bokeh because that K-E-H, but it's bokeh. My friend Barb at OKC let us know the correct terminology because I was calling it bokeh. Excuse me, bokeh, but I think of Boca Raton, Florida is how I remember it. So, okay. And because I used glazing medium in this background, it will stay wet a little bit longer. And again, that helps with the paint, but it does take a little bit longer to dry it. So you just want to, there we go. Nice and dry. Okay, let me just hold that again to show you how cool that background is. Okay, then with your stencil brushes. So I highly recommend like 3 or 4 different stencil brushes with different colors so that you can go back and forth. So let me get these. So these are the Dynasty Pro, Stencil Pro brushes, my favorite. And probably my 2 favorite sizes are the 3/8 and the 5/8. Is that the 5/8? This is a half. I don't know if I have the 5/8 handy. Oh, I do right here. It's a little bit bigger than that one. So those are my go-to. And I love, love, love having paint on my hands. This means we're being productive and having fun. So with that stencil, again, it's M273. And if you didn't see my YouTube video on how I organized my stencils, check that out later. Great way to get those stencils organized. All right, so I'm going to take this small brush and pick up a little bit of that buttermilk, load it up, and then we want to wipe off almost all of it. Hello, Judy Thacker. I'll let other people in the comments tell you. Happy that you're here. So we're going to wipe that off. And then soft circular motion. And I don't care. I don't want it solid. I just want a ghost-like image. Let me zoom in just a little so that you can see. There's quite the glare. So there. And sometimes I just do that. You know, because again, I don't mind paint on my hands. And I want to soften the look. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe come up here, there. But you don't want to turn it. It doesn't turn when you see those bokeh backgrounds. They are pretty much, especially if there's a shape like this heart, it is It is upright. All right, I'm going to switch and move on to that slate gray, which is in our background color. So some of it might show up and some of it might not. Depends on where I put that gray, like down here. See, just very faint. I'm going to go back to the buttermilk. And you just keep moving it around. Look at all the different shapes and how they kind of bounce around. Those three, I have to say, are kind of in a row. But look at the misty background in this piece, because they're out of focus. And so I'm going to show you. That's kind of one thing that I miss when I see others doing this technique, is that softening of the background. I wish I had gotten her name off of Instagram, but there's a lady that does circles. All she does is circles. And let me just tell you, she's got amazing work, and it's all based on circles and overlapping and that bokeh background technique. So, okay, so that's enough of that. Let's go to the white. So titanium white, loaded up. Key is to wipe almost all of it off. Okay, and we're going to start building up just a little bit of layers here. Get in a little bit of that. So you want them touching, you want them overlapping, you want them to be different colors. It doesn't matter if it's hearts, circles, dots, whatever. It's kind of that same subtle, soft, layering, overlapping shape. All right, now what I want to do is take yes, Judy, you did win a prize. You won the 8-ounce bottles of Josanya Fast Dry Glaze Medium and Clear Medium. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my big brush, and I'm going to get it wet, and I'm going to come into that slate gray. Okay, you see there on my palette, inky, 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 inky. And then I'm going to just do a wash right over all those hearts. Okay, it's going to tone that down. So let's get the dryer and dry that. Oh, Patricia, I'm happy that you're seeing it for the first time then. Bonnie, that's so true. I do try and listen to my surfaces tell me what they want. Or if I'm just in the mood to start and create a background, which a lot of times I do in my art journal, it will tell me what it needs and what it wants. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. We just have to be open to listening to it. So I have a lot of studio lights on. I know there's going to be a little bit of a glare, so I will try often to pick that up and show you guys. But you do want to make sure that you dry it in between those layers. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take a big brush. So this is a 5/8. I'm going to get some white, work that in, wipe almost all of it off. And I'm going to do a soft little circular motion. And I'm going to do this a couple of times, but I want to get that out of focus, dreamy, soft look with those shapes. Oop, too much. You want to make sure you wipe almost all of it off. If you get too much, the thing is you can just do another wash over it. Okay, so just a little dreamy, soft, ethereal looking. white in there. All right, and then we're going to go back to our stencil. And I'm going to start bringing up some of these hearts a little bit more. So more white. Wipe it off. Okay, so this is where you're going to start getting brighter, and it's going to push those other hearts in the background more into the background because these are brighter in color. And we know when things are brighter, it's closer to your eye. It stands out more. But even there, I can soften the look. A lot of times just, again, touch it with my hand, my palm, something to soften that just a little more. Okay. So like I said, this is the only one that I had kind of planned and played around with before. So, and I'll show you the finished one in a second. All right. But again, you can continue to do washes of color and bring those things out. Another thing that's going to help this stand out even more is having some dark in there. So taking another stencil brush, and I'm going to pick up some of that blue that we had in that area. Again, wipe off almost all of it. I think I'm wasting that, but I can come in and just do soft circular motions with that blue. Okay, same thing with the brown if I wanted to bring in a little bit of that asphaltum. Kind of in this area where it was on that picture. Okay, and then softening. Now, two things that stick out to me on this one. First off is that right there. But that gray heart and that gray heart, they just kind of look like they're floating into nothing and not really a part of. So that's where I would come in with that stencil brush and push them back. So a little bit of white on my stencil brush. See how that just kind of diffuses them a little, and they're there, but they're not so prominent. Oh, I love that. Now this little area is bothering me, so I'm just going to take that stencil brush, put a little bit of white there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So just a little dusting of that white paint here and there. To make that even more out of focus and give you that bokeh background. Okay, so you're painting 75 bees. Oh my. So I did, let me see if we can get the light out of there. That one, again, for that bokeh background. And I can see several things painted on here. So what I would love for y'all to do in the comments is looking at this. Snowflakes would be amazing, Bonnie. Absolutely. And Roseanne just said, I see a beautiful vase of flowers on this background. So let me know what you see when you're looking at this background, what you would paint on it. Again, perfect for Valentine's Day. You could do this technique on a card if you're a card maker, but just on a canvas, a surface, whatever, and just get that amazing background. Okay, so that's our first little thingy. You like the darker one too? Same here. I like that darker edge. It just draws your eye in. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm going to move that out of the way. Let's go back to our piece and let's see if that is dry. It's not, so I'm going to dry it. Anemones. Oh, thank you, Linda. An angel. It would be really pretty on a memory box. Totally agree. Totally agree. Alrighty. So, again, don't forget to like, comment, share. That'll get you. Ooh, Nancy, I kind of like that. That's kind of been on my radar lately. Pink tulips. A Harlequin background. I've not seen that done, Linda, but I don't know why you couldn't. Ooh, a lighthouse would be kind of pretty. I would, I think a circle one with a lighthouse too would be pretty because you know you're kind of reflecting the light off the lighthouse, and you get those beams and rays of light. So, okay. So I think I will let this dry just a little bit more, and I'm going to move on to my next background. I might have to do 4. I don't know. We'll see. See how the time goes. Okay. Let's move this to the side. When you have like this thick of gesso or modeling paste or anything, see the sheen on it? Right? Let me see if I can capture it on the light. If you have any kind of a sheen or shine, or you feel that it's cold to the touch, it's too wet. It means the top of it is dry, but the bottom underneath is not, and you will move it. Let me just tell you, I know from experience. So let's move that one out of the way. And I wanted to show and share, this is going to be a little out there, but I wanted to show a technique that I did with my membership group. And I have to give a shout out real quick because we have a member in our group, Denise. I know many of our members have done every single page, but she just finished her 100th page in her art journal. But I wanted to share a little technique that Sue Potts brought up last year at one of our lives we were doing about this technique. And it's a great way to do a background but then also create art out of it. So I'm going to show you how I did that. But anyway, so Denise did her 100th page. We have well over 100 and I want to say now probably 130 lessons, all recorded, available there to watch. So let's get a surface, and then I'm going to use my palette paper. So basically what we did like on that page is when you're done using your palette, I'm just going to start putting some colors on. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter in what order. Basically, whatever your colors are that you've used on your palette, you could do this with. And it becomes a surprise. I mean, hello, look at all those colors on there. It's very psychedelic, very rainbow, lots of things going on. So I'm just adding a variety of different colors, Media Line and Americana. And then let's get some white in there. And it was so cool because everyone's palette was different. And the pages that they created were amazing. Okay, so let's just say, let's get a brush, that I've mixed here because I painted flowers. And then let's get a darker green. Where is my... looking for sap green. Hello, I don't see sap green. Why don't I have sap green there? I'll put a different color green. Okay, so maybe I loaded that green to do some leaves. I am improvising this is where I have mixed my colors and everything because it's going to be a little bit of a mess. Let's look here. There we go. Have some citron green. I was looking for my plantation pine, which is my go-to dark green. So a little citron and there, sap green. Okay. Now you could do this if you don't like the colors on your palette, but I'm gonna scare you now. Yes, play. Robin, these are amazing. This is the Gray Matters palette. I get these on Amazon. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. But now what we're going to do is kind of scary, but we're going to fold it. Okay, right? And then I'm going to take this off. And so when you're done using your palette and loading your paint and doing all the stuff, do this. All right. Then I'm going to take another sheet of palette paper. And I'm just going to kind of move my fingers around. And let me see what surface I brought over to do this on. I'm going to use a tag. So I just have a wooden tag. One side actually is painted white. I think I'll use that. You can do this on wood, paper, as you saw in my art journal. Okay. And it's a crazy technique, but it's so fun. So then I can take that, lay it in place. And I already have one that I did with an old palette, and it's dry, and I already drew on it. So I'm going to show you the possibilities of what you can do with this technique. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put these together because I'm going to use those later when I'm playing and painting. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, and then I like to take a little like mister bottle. Yes. Oh, thank you, Robin, for the stars. I greatly appreciate that. I don't carry the palette paper yet, Debbie. I'm hoping to. I just had to fill my water bottle up with my water basin. How disgusting is that? It is kind of a mess. It becomes a big blob mess, right? And you can kind of move it around if you want to, but then leave it to dry. You can, again, mist it, get it to move. You can take a paper towel and blot. And those that are just joining us are going, what in the heck is Sandy doing? Okay, to create a wackadoodle, crazy, colorful background. Now, I'm going to move this over to the side because I don't want it on my carpet. Let's move that. And then let me show you, I had done with one of my palettes on this wood cradle canvas. And let's get that out of the way. The cool thing about this is the color. You can change and adjust the color for these. But what happens when you start getting rid of things in the background, it makes your design show up even more. Because right now it just looks like a hodgepodge mess. So I'm going to get some black out. And this is just, I just grabbed this, the Traditions Carbon Black. These are fantastic, guys. If you've not used the Traditions Deco Art line, artist quality, beautiful, covers, so pretty. And then I'm going to get, let's get this big brush, like a 12 flat. An angle brush works well. Pick up some black paint. And what you're going to do basically is go up to the line. So what I did is I just took my Identipen and I just started sketching. And I'm not going to sit here and do this whole project, but I want you to see how easy you can take that background, use that background in your design, and then cover it. And this one had some gesso on it. I love the texture it's giving, that paint. But funny enough, it was many lives ago, and Sweet Sue Potts said, do your the leftover on your palette. Well, I did a landscape because that's kind of what I thought she was talking about. But she was actually talking about this because we had done it in my membership group. Okay, can you see how that's starting to show up even more and how cool that is? There's no way you could get all those colors in that flower easily or like that without doing a technique like this. So on my journal page, I used Prussian blue, which looked so pretty. But you could come in on the painted background, like where the black is, and stencil. And again, I'll show you that journal page in a second so that you can see all the possibilities of what you can do with it. When you allow yourself to play with paint and creating, and again, like I said, kind of forgetting the rules and oh, this has to be perfect. This is for my friend. If you want to sit down and paint something that's very intricate and perfect, allow yourself to play first somewhere else, like a technique like this, because it loosens you up to do those things that are a little bit more structured, if you will. I could sit here and paint scroll work, very structured, exact, precise, but this is one of my favorite ways to create. And I think it makes my stroke work and everything else I create much better. Okay, so again, I probably won't go into all the little nooks and crannies, just to give you an idea of how it can work. I should have left a line, and what I would do is like leave a line right there where you can see that stem, but I can always paint it in. I love this. Okay, just a few more over here. Okay, so let's turn that around. Okay, how fun is that, right? And when all this dries, you're not even, I mean, this one has texture on it, like I said, because it has some gesso already on it. And I just grabbed it with one of my palettes and slapped it on there and decided I would create with it later. And what better time than to show you guys when I already had one kind of already done. So I'm going to get a small brush just to come in and show you how you can come in even on these little nooks and crannies and separate things. I said I wasn't going to, but I am. Okay. Now, oh, thank you, Cindy. I love this technique. Okay, now the thing is, I can dry this and come in. Again, I'm not going to sit there and finish this one. Come in with some lines, some stenciling. See the white? That white really lightens everything up, especially that Tim Holtz stencil in the background, guys, my absolute favorite. A white pen, that white Uniball Signo pen that I have somewhere. A Japanese ink, I do carry these. That Japanese ink is amazing. Okay, so once you get that on there, I want to separate one more area. It's bothering me. Right there. Okay, if your petal got a little wonky, you can come in. Your background color is always a great eraser. Okay, always a great eraser to fix things up, shape things up, especially if they've had a little too much Miracle-Gro, which my flowers always do. Okay, so I could come in with paint though. I could come in with some, if I wanted these to be a little bit more pink, come in with, let's get an angle brush. Get a little bit of that quinacridone magenta. You know, and I could add that color back in if I wanted to. I could do some shading. I could come in with a little bit of that black, and I would use Payne's Gray, to be honest with you, because some black to me is a little harsh. So, but I could do a little shading on those, bring them out a little bit more. See the possibilities? Love, love, love this little technique. Okay, you could go hog wild with it. You could come in with white paint, like I said, highlight things, do the lines, dress it up. But there's no way that I could sit there. I could. Do I want to? No, because it's so much easier to do it the way I did, putting all that color down. So you can be strategic with where you place color on your palette paper or on a transparency or something to get that look. Okay? All right, let's move that out of the way. And come back to our piece that I put right here. And let's see if that's, okay, that's pretty dry. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm just gonna save that. And I keep my palette on my pad, but then when I've detached it, I tape it in place because I don't like it to move around. If your palette moves around when you're loading, I highly recommend you either tape it in place or mount it somewhere, because especially if you're a brush mixer like me with paint, moving around, it just kind of throws everything off. So, all right, let's get some color. Let's get some color here. I'm gonna use, I love, 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 this is one of my new favorite colors, Sunset Gold, a 2022 DecoArt color. And maybe some burnt sienna, and I have asphaltum. I think I'm going to use, for right now, I think I'm going to do that. And then again, once I kind of get this background, I'd love to know your thoughts on what you think should be painted on it. So I'm going to get a baby wipe. Yes, a baby wipe. Get a baby wipe. Now, I use the unscented, fragrance-free baby wipes. I get Huggies. I don't have a pack here to show you, but they're just my favorite go-to. You don't want a baby wipe with lotion. That's going to affect your paint, okay? So I'm going to get a little bit of Sunset Gold. And also, if you take it out, it's like one of the last in the container, wring it out. You don't want it too wet, but this is perfect. So I'm just going to kind of ball this up. And you've probably seen, Tracy does it with a paper towel, gets it a little bit wet. I'm going to use it just like this. Now, when we put the gesso on with a palette knife, all different directions, I left some of the wood showing. What happens when you do this technique is where there is no gesso, you're going to get a much darker look to your paint because it is grabbing that paint. I can move this around, move this around, move this around. That's staying. That's probably not going to move unless I sat there and scrubbed it out. But I love the tone, the different values of that color that you get doing this technique. Again, I did seal the wood with some multi-purpose sealer first, just so that I didn't have that wood grain come up. Raw sienna, any color combination that you want, you could do this with. If you're into blues and teals, which teal, aqua, that whole is my favorite color. Bahama blue, peacock teal, Laguna. Okay, so you kind of get that, and it's very bright. Those lights are hitting it quite bright, but look at all that yummy, yummy texture from that gesso. Okay, now let's dry this because you want to do this and let layers dry. This looks like roses already. Yes, Sunset Gold is a fantastic color, isn't it? Yes. And so someone asked, so this is actually a lesson in my membership group, pattern and all. Again, it's recorded, and I do a line drawing for almost all of our lessons. Gonna have to go through and count again because I want to say there's probably close to 130 or 140 lessons in there recorded. Okay, so that's nice and dry. Now I'm going to take some burnt sienna. and a clean baby wipe. Again, just kind of ball it up just a little bit. And that's just going to intensify, but I'm not trying to cover all of the sunset gold. So see how my hand's kind of shimmying? You know, some of it will get a little dusting, some might get a little bit more of that color. But again, when it hits where there is no gesso, you're going to get a nice dark color. Oh, I just love that. And so, you know, doing a technique like this, and if you've already got something in your mind, great. But if not, let it sit and simmer and then go back and look at it and go, you know, what does that want? And kind of listen, because it will tell you. You know, a Tuscan scene, sunflowers, a big white magnolia. Just a few things that are going through my head as I'm looking at this. Okay, so again, fantastic texture. Now I'm going to dry this. Yes, that one or the other, either Facebook or YouTube, there's always one that's a little bit more ahead. Big hibiscus. Ooh, that'd be pretty. Tuscan scene. Yes, which I did. So let me show you kind of the same thing, because as it Nancy mentioned a Tuscan scene. So I did the same technique, and then we did this as a Zoom class. We have quarterly free Zoom classes for my membership group, and we did this as a class. But that background is what created what looks like clouds. I didn't use any white. It has a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow, and everything else is just the gesso that created that look of clouds. The texture in the mountains, that mountain range, again, I didn't take any other color but some brown and Payne's gray, but the texture of the gesso is what created that look. Okay, so let's put that down. Check that. Okay, that's nice and dry. So now I am going to use a brush. I'm going to use a bigger brush, some asphaltum. I'm going to use water. Ooh, sunflower would be pretty. Grapes would be beautiful. So you can see my palette there. I have a big brush. It's got water in it. I'm going to pick up some of that asphaltum. And I'm going to tone it down. So it's a good neutralizing color. If you don't have asphaltum, my other favorite in the media line, which I don't know if I have here, I do, raw umber. Love this. I tend not to do a lot of big backgrounds with the media line just because it's more expensive, but it's highly pigmented. A little goes a long way. It also has a little bit of a shine to it. So for now, we want this to be a little more matte. I'm going to put this on again with a little bit of water just to get it to move. And then I'm going to take a soft paper towel and just soften it. So kind of wiping it back a little, if you will. Try not to go over the same area too many times or it will lift. But let's get a paper towel. I'm just going to kind of ball it up and just a little soft circular motion. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep that dark in that area where the gesso didn't go. So it's going to be darker, but we're going to have a nice little aged background. All right, and then I'm going to scare you. I'm going to dry it and try and find, okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of Dioxazine Purple on it. Again, it's just going to richen it up. And so Robin, on the Zoom class, like that Tuscan scene, that was with my membership group, and that it's all's recorded and for them in the group. It wasn't a class I taught. I do have some online Zoom classes happening soon, and I will get those posted and also send out some emails. What's funny is on this wood, do you see those lines going across? I didn't even notice those before. Part of the wood grain. Alrighty. Large fall leaves, cowboy on a horse. Oh, I'm loving you guys. All these ideas. Bluebirds. What did I see there? Bears. Ooh, that'd be fun. Okay, purple. So, I'm going to take a little Dioxazine Purple. Now, this is the media line, so it's highly pigmented. And let me just say, it's very different than the Americana line, okay? The Americana line, you get a little more bright purple. This one, to me, you get a rich purple. So I'm going to take another little baby wipe, pick some of that up, work it in. I don't want to go in full strength, so I'm just going to move it around. I might even tap it on my paper towel. And I'm going to start at the edge just to kind of give me a little bit of room to work. And again, I'm shimmying, so I'm not covering up the entire surface. But look how rich. I'll do half and half. How rich that color is. And it really brings down the brightness of that yellow. Now, if you like the yellow, you leave it. That's my number one rule in painting. If you like it, leave it. If you don't, figure out a way to change it, right? So, and then let's just go ahead and finish it. Come here, especially on those corners. Better to start there than there, because when you get it too dark there, it's going to be hard to kind of get rid of it. Hand sanitizer works great, but it'll take all the layers off. Okay, another cool thing you can do with a background like this is take one of your sanding blocks. Sorry, it's going to be loud for a second. And just going over the top a little. See how it's picked up? The top ridge of that gesso is going to be exposed. Do you see that? So it kind of goes right down to that gesso layer. And then, so if I wanted purple to show up a little bit more, I hope y'all's brain is in overdrive as much as mine has been. Thinking of just, some fun different ways to create backgrounds. But then what are you going to do with them? Like I said, I'm going to save these, put them to the side, and I will create something on it and share that with you guys. Okay, a little bit more. I just love that like tiny little tint of purple that's picking up from that sanded area. See that? Oh, I love that. Now, that's kind of sticking out to me. So I'm going to go back to the burnt sienna. Put a little over. I probably have to dry it first. Okay, but play. Allow yourself to play. Play with the color. If you don't like it dark, keep the light. If you don't like the dark, put that, a wash of that asphaltum on it or purple, and it just richens it up. Alrighty. So we have this background. Keep those ideas coming. What do you think? Log cabin with a stream. Ooh, you need to go to church. Aw, thank you, Robin, for being here. And you see mountains. Mona, thank you so much for the stars. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I will be able to donate those to World Central Kitchen. Thank you so much. Our background here, again, I'm kind of seeing something pink, maybe roses, maybe tulips. And I probably will do those next month with the hearts and everything being Valentine's Day. And then since I already did, let me get it. Oh, this background, this one already has something on it. So I won't be doing anything with this one, although I might come in and do some stenciling and show you how you could fix something like that up, going into those. Let me do show you one trick, okay? If you've got a color there and you're like, ugh, I don't like that. Let me get it. Hand sanitizer. Michelle. Oh my goodness, Michelle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for the stars, guys, over on Facebook. I greatly, greatly appreciate those. Michelle, that was very generous. Kathy is very generous, you guys. Okay, so a little Mezzaluna brush, hand sanitizer. You can always go down through your layers of paint with a little hand sanitizer. See? If I wanted a little more pink there, I could put pink there. If I don't, typically what I would do, like I did on this one, is I did my design around, like the leaves are a little more green, right? But there's orange in those. There's green in my flower petals. So I didn't do just leaves where there's green, because on this palette, I had a lot of green, obviously. But you could come in and bring in some of the color that you want by taking some of the color that you have there away with a little hand sanitizer. Okay, so before you start a project over and you're like, oh, I totally ruined that, I got to start all over, or I got to base coat it, sand it off, try a little hand sanitizer first. It has saved countless projects of mine, especially in the designing phase. So like, I am not doing that over again. And that hand sanitizer has saved me many times. Okay, so, oh my goodness. All right, guys, let me, oh, you know what I do have is I do have this one that I did on the wood. I might see what I could do with that. But let me show you another trick. Because again, like I said, my brain's in overdrive. Take some paper, hello, I'm dropping everything. Take some paper towels. That's going to give it a little texture, and it's also going to pick up some of that paint. My friend Ken Oliver does that all the time with his stenciling and stencil butter and things like that. Okay, so I might do something with that. We'll see. There was one more thing I did want to show you. I'm just going to have to step over to my other station so I can show you, because gesso, a lot of times I think people think gesso is just for priming. I use gesso for a lot of things. So let me grab this page. Okay, it's one that I had done quite a while ago, again with my palette, just using the colors on my palette. But if you like it and you want to tone it down, you can just do a wash of gesso. So taking a big brush, I highly recommend too that when you use your gesso, I'm very bad about this, so I'm going to show you what you should do. Take your gesso out on a palette knife instead of sticking your wet brush into your gesso. You run the risk of it molding, okay? So very wet brush, you can see there at the bottom of my palette. And I'm going to tone this down. because I might like that very painterly background, but I don't want it that bright because it's going to compete with whatever I put on top. So taking that down several notches, and then a soft paper towel. I use Viva because I like how soft they are. And so if you have a mental picture of what that color was before, which was very in your face and bright, you can tone it down, push it into the background. So I do that a lot, especially in my art journal. If I've done something that's like way in your face, too bright, knock it back several notches with a wash of gesso. Okay? So I think that's all. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you. Don't throw those paper towels away. Decoupage them onto a page. Absolutely. Right, Michelle? We're thinking alike. Thank you, Cheryl, for the stars. Greatly. And if I've missed and you've sent stars or donated on YouTube, I will go back and thank you so very much. Again, that goes to World Central Kitchen, feeding people around the country, around the world. And so this is exactly what I just did to my project page. My colors were too bright. Love that, Linda. Love that. You know that we've done that many times, right, in the group. Hydrangeas for sure. Absolutely. You guys know how much I love to paint hydrangeas. So like my purple ones right there. Okay, guys, have a fantastic week. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, just 3 fun, quick little ways to create a background. We're going to do something with them. I think they're going to be amazing. And I got to put my thinking cap on and slow my brain down just a little bit to see what I want to paint and create and design for those. Get those brushes out, get that paint out, and do something creative. And if you're struggling and you don't know where to start, grab your surface, grab a pencil, start just scribbling, writing words, whatever you're feeling that day, put it down, cover it up with paint. That momentum, that movement of creating is going to help you start creating more, okay? So, all right, guys, have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Bye.